Hi friends, in this video I want to show you game between Javokhir, Sindarov and Fabiano Caruana in round 4 candidates tournament. So this game was very interesting and very strong, especially for Sindarov. Okay, let me show you. So after d4, d5, c4, e6, it's Queen's Indian defense, and then after knight f3, of course black has some popular moves like knight f6, maybe bishop e7, bishop b4, pawn to b6 and so on, but Caruana decided to take on c4. Okay, he takes c4, then e3, knight f6, and of course white can take pawn on c4. Okay, c5, castle, knight c6, queen e2, a6, then knight c3, b5, also very standard moves for black and for white, and this is main theory in this variation. Let me show you Masters database, and we can see some of top players like Nakamura, Dominguez, Busenji, for example, Fide, Tomaszewski, Matlakov, and so on. Okay, let's go next. Let me show you a bit faster some more moves. Then a4, also a standard pawn breakthrough for white. Then b4, knight e4, knight e5, take on f6, and then g takes f6. Of course, g takes f6 is a risky move, because after this move maybe black cannot castle in this game. So black has a standard move like queen f6. Let me show you stoppage evaluation. So queen f6 also possible, maybe not ideal move because of e4 for white, and then d5, e5, bishop g5 ideas, but this position also playable. But Caruana played g takes f6, and maybe his idea is to play on g5, rook g8, and so on. Okay, d takes c5, knight b3, c6, interesting move, and then idea is to play after bishop c6, knight d4. Of course, knight a1 very risky, and maybe it's a bad move because of knight c6. That's why black should take on d4, then e takes d4, rook g8, g3, and after this move Caruana should simply take on d4. Let me show you this variation. Queen d4, bishop e3, queen d5, attacking on g2 with a checkmate, of course, but of course white has a defense, f3, and then f5 because of bishop e4 threat for white. Then king h1, bishop b7, bishop f4, rook g6, rook ac1, bishop h6, take on h6, of course next one is rook h6, and by stoppage this position may be equal. Of course white has very strong compensation for the pawn, but black is okay. And also of course we can see some exchanges of piece, and of course this exchanges is very good for white, for black, because black is in defense now. But Caruana played f5, and this move not so good because of bishop c4, and maybe in some moment white can sacrifice on e6. Very interesting and strong idea. So now bishop e6 is main threat in this position. Let's fire rook g4, bishop e3, bishop d5, rook ac1, bishop e7, and simply take on a6. And I like this move so much because now white has extra pawn. Maybe white cannot checkmate black king, but extra pawn also very good result in this variation. Then king f8, bishop b5, bishop f6, also not the best move. Caruana should play king g7, and maybe in the future bishop f6, but at first of course he can save this king. And then also I want to show you some more moves. Yes, this position also maybe slightly better for white, but black has some counter chances. Bishop d4, and then this position bishop c5. Yes, this move very important, because let me show you also stockfish in this moment. If we don't find this move, then of course we lose our queen on f6 for black. Okay, this variation may be not so easy for black. Bishop f6, normal move, not the best, but of course it's not a mistake. But Sindarov has some advantage, about +2 in this moment. And then of course he wants to exchange some pieces and maybe to promote our pawns on queen side. Then d5, another strong move, very good game by Sindarov, maybe ideal game I would say. So e takes d5, queen fg, bishop b2, also not a mistake, but also inaccuracy by Caruana. Then rook c to d5, rook d5, rook d5, queen e8, and rook f5, rook g6, another inaccuracy, but position was bad in this moment. And then h4, and also white has good attacking chances. Bishop c3, h5, rook a6, queen g4 with the check, king h8, bishop d4, and in this moment bishop d4 was the best move, but also white has a winning position, and f6 even worse because of rook c5. Very strong move, and in this moment Caruana decided to resign. So let me show you white. The main threat is rook c8, maybe bishop c3 is a good idea, also pawn to h6, so white has multiply threats, and of course black cannot defend his king and his position at all. And let me show you accuracy. So accuracy about 100% for Sindarov, maybe one of the best game by him. And of course Sindarov is a very strong chess player, and maybe after this game he can win this candidates tournament. So we will see, and goodbye, and see you next time in my next chess videos.